And I will be taking your calls on my interview with Governor Rick Scott when it's over. He is live in the studio for several more precious minutes. Governor, let's talk about the recently concluded legislative session and the whole jobs program of yours. You seem happy with the way things came down, even though in some cases you got a half a loaf, but that's politics. I understand the legislature has charged you with coming up with a full business plan by the 1st of September here. What goes into that? What should we look to see? What are the expectations of the legislature, and is that something you're prepared to do?
Absolutely. That's exactly what we'd be doing anyway. I mean, it's the right thing to do. You have a plan for everything. You know, look, successful business people, you write a plan down, and then you follow the plan. You measure it all the time. So what we're going to be doing, we'll be going through and saying, okay, what are our opportunities? We know we should do well in tourism. We know we should do well in ag. We know we should do well with our ports with the Panama Canal expansion. What else should we be doing that is logical for people to be doing business in Florida? Manufacturing should be something. There's no reason we should lose manufacturing out to Alabama, Mississippi, or Georgia. Now, we can't do the heavy manufacturing that's going to be shipped around inside the United States, but a lot of things with the expansion of the economies of Central and South America, we should be getting all those businesses down here because we're the right location. We should be getting all the shipping for the East Coast that's coming through the Panama Canal and the expansion of the economies in Central and South America. So it'll be light manufacturing, all the shipping, things like that, but we'll have a specific plan.
For folks who are out there and don't have a job or worried that they soon will not have a job, and there are countless thousands of them, we've still got a serious...
1 million. Yes. We have 1 million people out of work.
Yes, we do. And a lot of them are thinking, okay, how do I tap in to the opportunities Rick Scott is promising in terms of job growth here? If people, what should they do if they're out of work and thinking, I need to make sure I connect to new opportunities?
Right. First off, every day you ought to be talking to every business around you, looking for everything all the opportunities out there. We've got workforce supports and things like that. But the other thing is you've got to focus on making sure that these companies that come into our state do well. So Vision Airlines came into the Panhandle. Part of our job was let's make sure everybody in the state knows about them so people buy their tickets. Every company here, let's think about how can we be helpful to them. Economic development. Some areas of the state are way more aggressive at how do you recruit companies into this area than others. And so as you expect, we work more with the places that are more aggressive. You can see some larger cities, some smaller counties. They are out there every day giving us ideas because part of my job is things I'll know. I'll talk to companies like Caterpillar and things like that we know are thinking about moving. But if you know of something, let your local economic development efforts know about it, or call the Capitol and ask for Rick Scott and tell our Gray Swope and tell us. We'll call on those companies and make sure they get down here.
Good to hear. Now, you've made a lot of friends, but you've made perhaps more enemies, and you said you're not in this to win a popularity contest, and the polls would indicate right now that's one contest you are not winning. You got some protests from teachers when you were in Daytona Beach over the weekend here. I want you to address people who think you are the worst thing that ever happened to this state, and that if they're particularly state workers, you are just gunning for them. Is there anything you can say to teachers to make them feel good about the merit pay system so many of them resisted and about lack of tenure for new teachers? Is there a way you can help them feel like, you know what, maybe long term I'm going to like this? Because I've been in support of what you've done in this, but there's tremendous pushback and tremendous anger out there.
Oh, let me tell you a quick story. I was walking through the Capitol one day, and I saw some people that had some protest signs. I said, hey, what are you doing? They said, well, we're protesting the governor. I said, really? What's he doing? Well, he's cutting things. I said, what's he cutting? Well, we got these little talking points.
They had no idea what you looked like?
No.
Oh, give me a break.
But anyway, let's think about it. Great teachers love what I'm doing. All right?
Thank you very much.
Effective teachers love what I'm doing. Let's think about it. They want to know that if they're effective, the principal has the right to keep them. Not because you don't keep them in your business. You don't say, oh, you've been here longer, I'm for sure going to keep you even though you don't work as hard as a person that's been here 2 years. No, you want good workers, want what I'm doing. Most effective teachers will keep their jobs. They're going to go to merit pay. The best teachers ought to get paid more. That's fair. That's what you want for your. And let's all remember, this is for the benefit of kids. It's for the benefit of kids. Just like in business, who is your customer? You make sure that customer does well, you will have your job. If the customer doesn't do well, you will lose your job.
You look at the kids as the customer?
Absolutely.
That's great.
I mean, that's why our schools are set up. So great teachers know that. On top of that, we're going to create more competition. That's good for you. That's good for teachers. It creates more jobs. Look at all these charter schools that have waits to get a job there. For the teachers who love to go to work there. They're more innovative, some of them. So we've created way more competition, and we've expanded virtual education.
We've only got about 3 minutes here. For teachers and other state workers who say, you're killing us, making us pay 3% into the pension. You wanted them to pay 5%. They look at it as a pay cut.
Gosh, here's